Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm just going to show you really quick how to set a trade, modify it. Again, this is, if you're advanced, already know how to use this. Again, just click the like, subscribe, whatever, leave a comment, A, B, C, D, F, G, whatever, doesn't matter at the bottom. The new algorithm with how YouTube works is kind of weird. So whatever the case may be, this is for beginners. Individuals that know how to set a trade maybe on their phone, but then open up MetaTrader on their computer and they don't know how to manipulate the trade, how to modify it without deleting it. I remember I had that problem at first when I first started. I didn't know how to delete a trade. So maybe I set a trade where, let's say, for example, I set a trade here, and let's say that maybe I wanted to change the value and I just didn't know how, so I deleted it and input just a whole another trade. What in the world? I'm sorry, I just got a message. Where I got something. Okay, and I'm sorry. That's kind of random. Withdrawal $540 USD. Okay, whatever. Okay, so let's get back to it. So I have MetaTrader hooked up to my phone. I'm not to my phone, but actually, where I get emails, and so I just got an email that said there was a $540 historical withdrawal. Anyway, whatever. Let's get back to this. So let's say that you're looking at this and you have right now. This is where the trade price is right now. Okay, this is the level right here. It's identified by this blue ask line. Okay, and again, this is USD, Ethereum versus USD. That's the pair that we're going to use as an example. So let's say that you don't know how to enter a trade, but let's say you're looking at this. Let's say you drew your trend line. You get over here and you're like, okay, let's look for some type of support. I'm sorry, some type of resistance level where you think this thing may go to. You switch to your line chart. And again, this is how some people would set up their trade. And you look here, you've got a little consolidation zone there. You got a little something there. So let's say you figured out that you were going to use, there were some touches there, that you were just going to use this zone, right? Let's say you were just going to use this zone right here. And yeah, use that a couple times. Okay, so let's just say that you were going to use this zone. You go back and you say, well, let's move this over a little bit so you can see a little bit more. And move that there. Okay, so you're saying, you know what, this area right here has been some choppy, and if the trade comes up in here, it might do this number and keep doing, and either go down or go up, right? So you're saying, let's say that you say, if I get one more touch in this area, I'm probably going to go down before I go up. Let's just say that that was what you were thinking, okay? That this trade, again, hit the trend line, bounced up into the zone, and you're thinking it's going to do that, and it's going to go up. Let's just say that that's what you're thinking. Or you could be thinking, let's say, it hits the trend line, goes up, too much resistance here, it breaks through, retests the trend line around this area, and boom, it does that, right? Both are possibilities. Whatever the possibility is, again, this is not a trade idea or advice. I'm just saying, You go through that mentality or that thought process, and you say, okay, if this hits this line again, and I'm not going to do that line, but let's say we get up here to the top of this. I'm going to set what's called a sell limit. That means that it has to go above that price, come back down before a sell is actually triggered and activated. Or I can say I'll do a buy stop here, right? I do a buy stop here, and those are the trades I'm getting ready to put in. I'm going to show you how to manipulate it and how to manage it. So let's do the buy stop first. So right here you have just an arrow. The arrow really doesn't tell you much, but over here you have this particular crosshair right here, and this crosshair can get right on it, and it can give you the price over in this area right here. So it'll be kind of like in this area right here. So again, you have the crosshairs, you go over, and boom, you can see there is the price. So it's 212.17. So we're going to do two different things. I'm going to set this trade two different ways. You can come over here to your 212.17. You can hold on one second. You can right click, go down to trade, and do your buy stop, right? Boom, I set a buy stop. So let's take this really quick. Let's delete, let's get that out of the way. So I've set my buy stop, right? Once you set that like that, let's say that you want, you had that zone that was close to this line, and let's say that's what you want as a stop loss. So let's say 207.94. So you come over to this line, you double click it, you're going to click here in your stop loss zone, and let's just say you're going to put in 208. We're going to go with the even number. You modify. Boom, you'll see that it puts it right there. So now when this currency pair here, when it takes and touches this line, right? The minute it crosses this line, it's going to go into, it's going to activate your trade. If it retraces back, meaning if this thing goes here, it hits your line, activates your trade, right? But it keeps going, and then it decides to retrace back, and it retraces here, and it keeps going, you're fine. Nothing happens. But if this thing goes here, it hits the buy stop, it activates your trade, then it decides to retrace back, and let's say that it's going to retrace back, maybe, you know, it's going to retrace back to this level. Maybe. Let's say that it does. It retraces back to this level, then it decides to go up. You just lost that trade. You just lost money. Does that make sense? So that's what this is. So right here, this is your buy stop, right? And this is your stop loss. So here's the thing. Maybe you're watching this, right? It's over the weekend. Bitcoin's running really, really slow, and you're like, man, you know, this moves down a little bit. It hits this. Let's say that this trade, it a good example is now it comes down, right, and hits this trend line. So now you don't want to wait all the way up here for a buy stop, right? You want to bring it down. It's really simple. You just drag and drop. All you're gonna do is you're gonna take it. I'm not gonna drag it down because it would screw up my trade. But you would take it and you would just drag it down. That makes sense. And once it's dragged down, once it crosses that threshold, boom, it's done. Let's say that this is very important, a trailing stop, right? So let's say that, and this can only be done when you have the crosshairs on. Click the crosshairs, and let's say this is your buy stop, right? And you want right here at this point, when it goes into profit, you want your stop loss to set in. So you're gonna have a stop loss here, but you're also gonna have what's called a trailing stop loss, which once, let me explain the trailing stop loss. Once this trade activates, right? Let's erase all this. Let's say your trade activates. Boom. You're in the money. You want, once your trade gets to this level, right? You want to activate your stop loss. So you want this stop loss to move up here. Does that make sense? And you're not sitting there watching it. You want it to do it automatically. What you would do, come over here, get your crosshairs. You're going to go from this line. It's important not to click the line because then that will move the trade. But you can go either a little bit under it or a little bit over it. What you're going to do is you're going to hold down, you're going to click it, and you're going to drag it up. As you drag it up, you're going to see those numbers move. See the numbers move? So you want this level right here, which shows in the middle 518, right? That's when you want your trail stop to activate at about 500. So what you're going to do is you're going to right click. You're going to go over to trailing stop. You're going to ignore the normal stuff that's in here. This stuff is in here by default. You're going to ignore that. You're going to click custom, and you're going to go over here and you're going to click put in 500. Boom. So now that's already set. So once this trade, once this currency pair comes here, it activates the trade here, right? And it goes up here. Boom. At that time, this trailing stop is gonna go from here, and it's gonna go from here, and it's gonna boom right there. That makes sense? So again, this trailing stop is gonna move to right here with that number that you just put in. Now, as your trade hits this level and it moves up a little bit, this is gonna move up a little bit. As this moves up a little bit, this is gonna move up a little bit. As this moves up a little bit, this is gonna move up a little bit. Again, what is this? This is your trailing stop loss that's moving up along with your price. Okay. So again, once it hits that 500, boom, it's gonna keep you from going negative. Boom, it's there, right? It hits the first part. Boom. As it hits this part, boom, it moves up again. It hits this part, boom, it moves up again. It hits this part, boom, and it continues to do that until the trade decides, you know what, we're done. We're gonna move the opposite way. Then what happens is it's really simple. It hits your stop loss and it takes you out the trade automatically. So again, really, really simple how to modify this trade. It's really easy. This is your, you know, you could set this. Let's say you say, you know what, I want it there. It can be there, you know. You can then move your stop loss. Maybe you want to move your stop loss a little bit deeper or something. It's possible. You know, you can do that. Let's say that you're done and you're like, you know what, this trade has gone totally opposite way. I want to delete it. Boom. You could delete it right there. Or let's say that, what's another example? And again, once you move your buy stop, your stop loss will move with it. But you can move your stop loss by itself. That makes sense? You can move if you move your buy stop, okay? So if you look over here, if you look over here at this area right here, this shows your order, your pending order, okay? Buy stop, and it's at this price. I don't know what price it is, maybe 218 something, and then this shows your stop loss. If you move just the buy stop, both will move together. Okay? Let me show you. They both move together. If you move just the stop loss, only the stop loss will move. Let me show you. Okay, really simple. So let's say that you're done. This is not what I want. I don't want to do this trade. Boom, you can delete it. Trade is deleted. Really simple. If you guys can hear that dinging in the background, if you do have an Android device, let's say an Android watch, or you have a iWatch, oh, I'm sorry, iWatch, an Apple Watch. Every time something happens on this chart, this MT4, it can send you a notification. So later on, I'll do another separate video. That way, I don't have videos that are too long on how to do that. So a lot of times, what we have as new traders is, we're in a trade and we're away from our devices, and we don't know what's going on. And so you stay tuned for the next video. Let's say that this trade, you don't necessarily want to enter this trade, but you know something's going to happen, right? And let's say you're looking at this and this thing is following this trend line. It's been following this trend line all the way from down here on up. So it's going to either break through, real simple. It's real simple analysis. It's either gonna it bounced off of that. It's either gonna bounce off here and go this way, or it's gonna bounce off here, retest, go this way, right? It's gonna do either one. So this particular point right here is an important zone. This is an important zone because either I'm gonna have something happen here, or I'm gonna have something happen here. I want to know if my price point is going to go here or here, either here. One of these is important to me, right? So what I want to do is I want to right click in this area, right above the buy. I want to right click as soon as my computer decides to do so. Okay. I'm going to go to trading. I'm going to come down to alert and I'm going to click alert. Boom, right? I'm going to come down here. I'm going to right click, go to trading, go to alert. I'm going to click alert. Now, what's going to happen is once this this line, this ask line, right, where the current price point is, once it hits this alert, it's going to send off an alert. It's going to make a noise, okay? Or if this decides to drop down, right, because I'm not going to do anything right now. I want to know in this particular area, I want to know what's going to happen. So if it decides to come down to this particular point right here, then what's going to happen is it's going to make a noise and it's going to make an alert. It's going to be an alert on the device. So in short, this area is a very, very important area for me right here, this area, right here, right here. I don't have to sit and watch this all day. I don't have to keep coming back to it. I set this alert, boom, set that alert, and I just wait. If you have an Apple Watch or an Android watch, you can literally get that notification on your device, literally. So differentiate between the two, make a difference between the two. You double click and you go in and here's the alert. It tells you the action, it's going to make a sound, okay? It's going to make a sound. That's what I wanted to do. The sound is going to make, I go here and let's say I like to have my going up one sound and my going down one sound. So going up is usually the sound that I will take. You double click it, I will take and I will change it to alert 2. Okay? So this makes one sound, this makes another sound. So when I hear my alert do this number, you can go over here. You can add new sounds in, but you go over here and this is where you change it right here. Boom. All of these are different sounds that this program makes. So this, let's do it again. You double click. This is my sound going up. If I hear this sound, that means that this price has hit my zone. Okay, now I can go back to my chart and I can take a look and set my pending order, do whatever I need to do. But if I hear this sound, and sometimes my computer acts a little crazy, and the reason, just off subject, I'm on a MacBook and I'm running a Windows program on my Mac. So sometimes if you are doing that, it really acts clunky sometimes, and sometimes some of the things that you're clicking don't work. That's just one of the issues with running a Windows program on a MacBook. But anyway, if this price point, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me really carefully. If this price point decides to go here, boom, right? It goes boom, and it touches that. What's going to happen is I'm going to get this sound. So it's going to make that sound. And so that's really an important key in not sitting and watching your trades. Now, also on your device, as soon as it makes that sound, you know what, I might as well end this video. Do it. Since you guys are here, it won't make you guys wait for another video. I'll just show you how to do it. In your MetaTrader on your phone, when you go to settings, in your settings on your MetaTrader is very, very, very important. You go to your settings on your MetaTrader account on your phone, click settings. Once you click settings, you're going to find a number. That number, let's go to it on this device here. And bear with me. You're going to go to tools, options. Once you go to options, you're going to go to notifications. Okay. So again, you need this MetaTrader ID in order to connect to your phone. So again, enter here your MetaQuotes ID and you'll receive notifications. So you go to settings and then to messages on your phone to get this number. Okay. Once you do that, you can click enable push notifications. Again, are you guys hearing that? I'm actually getting a hang on, because I do have an open trade that I am currently in. Okay, perfect. So my trade is going well. Thank goodness. It's a good thing. Awesome. Okay, so again, and you can test it. Once you set this up, you can test it. It's real easy. You click test, and it will automatically send you a message. So within your MetaTrader on your phone, you're going to have a message there from this system, and then your device that's connected, you're going to also get a notification on your device. So you literally can be, away from your phone, away from your computer, set all of this up, and get notifications. Now, let's say that you're like, okay, I'm not interested in this pair anymore. You double click and you just go delete. Or you can click disable for it to disable it. It's really simple. If you click modify, this box is going to pop up where you can change, maybe you don't want a sound and you want a notification or whatever the case may be. That's fine. It then will send you a notification that you'll get on your device. You can also change the maximum times that it makes. So let's say that this price point, ladies and gentlemen, stays in this area, and let's say it bounces around, right? Let's say that it hits this area and it just does this number, boom, 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 boom. Right? What's going to happen is you're going to have, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're going to have all those different notifications. So you can click the maximum time you want it to notify you. Maybe you want it once, or maybe you want it 2, 3, 4, 5. I usually set it at 5. If I hear this notification 5 times, I know, okay, let me go look and see what this chart is really doing. And you can also set the timeout. How much time in between you want these alerts to set. Really simple. Super, super simple, right? So that's it. I mean, if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a guru. I am someone that, I make money in this industry. I've been trading for about 2 years. Still not where I want to be, but I am happy where I am, and I enjoy this. And if I can share anything with you to help you in your journey, again, leave comments, send me an email. I'd be happy to help. Again, I want to delete these because this is not a trade that I'll be taking, and it's real simple. You double click, delete, and you're done. I'll even leave that trend line there for later analysis. But that's really how simple it is. If you want to modify a trade. Hope that helps. Thank you guys for watching.